Hi guys, it's the RPG Brit here, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Tales of Arise. So we've defeated the Fifth Lord, and now where do I need to go? I want to go through the question marks. We defeated the Fifth Lord, but someone's taken some of the cores, and it's now a month later. I don't really know where this story is going, but I'm definitely intrigued to find out. We've got to find Xion, which we're going to now, which is a big area that we've not actually been to yet. And it's just popped up saying some of your livestock may be ready for harvesting. It's like, well, yeah, it's been a month. I thought that was quite funny.
Is something going on?
Sounds like it. Kisara wants us all to meet at the castle entrance. Taking in the view again?
Yeah. Looking at the scenery helps take my mind off things.
Like what?
Being a maiden. Whether I really am a descendant of Naori. Those kinds of things.
So, are you mad at me?
For what?
I destroyed the Renis Alma. Right as you were about to get rid of your thorns forever.
Why did you destroy it?
When I saw it appear in front of me, it reminded me of what happened back on Lenegis. And the rest was... it was all just a blur. I'm sorry.
It must have been a pretty terrible memory. Besides, we don't know that the Renis Alma actually was destroyed. For all we know, it might have disappeared with that red woman.
If so, then why are
Don't. It's okay. You brought me back. You got me away from Volron. That's enough for now. Let's get going. We shouldn't keep everyone waiting.
Like I was still in full armor, even though I would have thought the past month, yeah, Xion's just joined the party. Let's see what
Hey,
this is.
Xion.
Don't.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But if you come any closer, you'll only end up getting hurt.
Because of your thorns, you mean? Trust me, I've endured...
No, that's not it. You don't understand. Never mind. Sorry, just forget I said anything, okay?
If it isn't your thorns, does that mean there's something else?
It's just... It's nothing, really, okay? So you can stop asking me.
Okay. In that case, I'll see you up ahead, okay?
Yeah, it's just proper pushing him away now, which makes sense. Right, so what is our goal now? I'm assuming it's to head to the meeting point. Level 3. Right. Oh, we can't fast travel. Oh, how annoying. Right, we're gonna have to make our way down the old-fashioned way then. I wonder why we can't fast travel. Or maybe there's something that will trigger as we're on our way. Maybe we'll run into more of our party. This is where we had that fight with that big Zoogle, that, well, two Zoogles that then merged into one. Sweet. I think this is actually the main entrance. So yeah, it's not as bad as I thought. I thought we'd have to go all the way down the stairs, but no, it's letting us take a leap of faith. Now this is the entrance. God, this, oh, there you go, there's the Holoom.
Oh, it's you two. I suppose that makes me the last one then.
We better get a move on or else we'll never hear the end of it from Kisara.
Right you are. A month has passed since we vanquished Volron.
But before we
I
go,
would have thought that the
let's just have a
Renans
chat.
on Lenegis would have made their move by now. Yet they still remain as silent as ever. We have no idea what happened to Volron's body, nor its whereabouts. The Red Woman also has yet to reappear, for that matter. And contrary to what I had heard, when the Renis Alma formed, not 5, but 6 elements were present, with darkness constituting the 6th and final Master Core. Were either of you aware of this?
You mean about the Renis Alma? Of course not.
Same. I had no idea a Darkness Master Core even existed.
What about Shion's maiden powers?
No. That was the first I learned about that, too. Or anything about having that power.
Me too. I remember thinking the same thing.
What could it all mean, I wonder? There are so many questions with too few answers, particularly when it comes to that Red Woman and her abilities.
Were it any other ability that used astral energy, I'd say it was an astral art. But hers was different.
Speaking of astral energy, we also mustn't forget that while the other Master Cores disappeared when forming the Renis Alma, for some reason the Fire Master Core remained. It may well have been the work of your maidenly powers. Alphen, are you still able to wield the blazing sword as before?
For now, at least. That Renis Alma sucked most of the energy out of the Fire Master Core, but it still has enough for me to use the sword.
And the sword is safe inside of me for the time being.
Good. At least that's one thing we needn't concern ourselves over.
You can say that again. We have more than enough to deal with as it is. Let's go.
Hey, wait up!
I heard we are all to meet at the castle entrance.
I think it's here, yeah, level 3. I do think there's going to be a lot of talking. This video might be made up of only talking, maybe.
This is Ganya, who has a problem he needs help with. I was just about to ask him what that problem is.
All right, then. Well, tell us what's on your mind, Ganya.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Where are your rations? Did you not get yours?
I did.
Are they not enough?
No, I have enough.
Then what's the problem?
Alphen, you have to remember, these people aren't used to responding so quickly. Be slow and gentle with him.
Oh, right. I forgot. Sorry about that. So you have your rations, and it's enough food, but there's still something wrong with it. What is it exactly?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I got that part.
Do your rations taste bad?
I don't know.
What's that supposed to mean?
What?
I haven't eaten them, so I don't know how they taste.
Wait, if you're not eating them, then what are you doing with them?
Bringing them into the castle.
What? Why? Wait, back up. Are others doing this? Who told you to bring your rations in?
Everyone in my group is doing it. I don't know who told us to do it. They only said to bring the
it's still part of that
rations
mind
into the
control.
castle.
I'm guessing none of us told them to do it, or else we'd know, right?
I was afraid that something like this might happen. The people in this capital are slowly regaining their own wills, but not everybody is getting them back at the same rate.
Are you saying someone who got their will back sooner might be taking rations from other people? If so, that's a serious problem.
Definitely. This is something we can't ignore. We need to investigate the castle.
Companion has rejoined the party. Who?
It seems like the people here still tend to blindly follow any orders they're given.
So we'll go back into the castle. And look for a thief. Great. It's so big, this castle, that may take a while. Okay,
It's quite literally beat.
let's watch this.
Hey, remind me, just what exactly are we all doing here?
What do you mean? We're helping people, aren't we?
Could have fooled me. Lately it feels like everything we're doing ends up half-baked. We liberated the people of Pelegion, but their hearts and minds are no less under the yoke than the day we found them. As for Volron's cronies, we have no idea where they scampered off to.
You think I don't already know all that? We're doing everything we can, aren't we? We didn't choose to get stuck here. Sometimes you have to play the hand you're dealt. Besides, you've seen all the same things I have. You know as well as I do that deposing the lords alone won't solve all the world's problems.
Rinwell's right. We've gotten this far, haven't we? We can't just leave things unfinished now.
I guess? I mean, I didn't think we'd be singing around the campfire as soon as the wall came down, but still.
The fight isn't over just yet. At least not while Lenegis remains a threat.
I'm just sick of all this waiting. If they're gonna invade, why don't they get a move on already?
Stop that! Don't you think we've got enough problems as it is without you tempting fate?
Missing Renin soldiers.
Spot something?
Oh, no. Just wondering if I could see any armored guards.
Armored guards? You mean Volron's soldiers?
The moment we defeated their lord, all those guys bolted out of there. And not just out of the castle either. The city, too. For better or worse, it was the guards who looked after the city's stand-ins. Without them, making Pelegion half-habitable again has been one big headache.
It's not like they were on their last legs. They could have chosen to stay and fight, but instead they ran away and disappeared without a trace.
But without a lord to follow, they can't have any place to go. Unless... You don't think they went to Lenegis, do you?
It's not completely out of the question. Though I'd say it's more likely they're biding their time somewhere, just waiting for the perfect moment to strike back at us.
The people here in Pelegion are nowhere near ready to defend themselves. Great. Another headache to worry about.
Salty mood.
Is it just me, or was today's dinner a little low on salt?
I felt that it was seasoned perfectly, so as to bring out the flavor of the ingredients.
Last taste buds are still like a kid's, so if his food isn't rich enough, I bet he doesn't feel like he's eaten anything at all.
Don't make fun of me. We all need salt in order to survive.
He has a point. You do lose stamina if you don't get enough salt in your body.
Yeah, I remember seeing people trying to lick the rocks back in Calaglia.
What? Why would anybody do that?
Sometimes you can find rocks out there that taste salty. They used to say it was because of all the tears we slaves shed.
Goats
Most
do that,
likely,
don't they?
that was actually rock salt that they found. When our provisions ran low, Miguel would often bring some back for us to use. At the time, we used it because it's all we had. But now there's something hearty about rock salt I like. Even more than table salt.
Is it possible, perhaps, to find any rock salt in these parts?
It is. You have to know what you're looking for, but when I find any, I always break some up to refill our supply. The flavor even changes depending on what kind of terrain it comes from. Sometimes I end up collecting more than we need, just in case we like it.
Wow, Kisara's really serious about her salt.
You can always count on Kisara to be earnest. That's why we have to do our part and not add any more to her burden.
Right, let's go back to the castle then. Try and find this this thief. I just really have no idea where it could be. Hopefully it's right in the entrance. I don't know. I thought someone had shut the gates on us then. Right, so
Are we really gonna search through this whole castle?
Oh, quick.
that looks so
grumbling.
cool.
This sort of stuff's old hat for us by now.
Yeah, you've got a point. But
It's not going to take forever, Law, I promise.
It feels like it's gonna, because this castle is massive. I mean, I didn't record
Let's just
most of
do
this.
what we came here to do and get out.
Right, so there's the drawbridge that I lowered. Let's see if it's anywhere up here. I think this does just lead all the way up to where we fought the Lord. Yeah, and that's where we jumped off. Okay. So I'm fairly sure it's not here. So let's go through here. Aha.
Very well.
Alright, you're clear. You can leave. Huh? Somehow I'm both surprised and not surprised to see them here. So you're the guys hoarding all the rations. What are you doing? Get back to your position. Excuse me? I'll only say it one more time. Get back to your position. What's this guy's deal? Any slaves who disobey orders must be put to death. So says Lord. Okay, so they're still under the mind control, aren't they?
what the hell? Do these guys not realize who we are?
Doesn't seem that way. You must think we're just Danans from the town.
Whatever's going on, these are Volrun soldiers. Watch yourself.
I've got Rinwell in my party. I've just noticed. Oh, we'll give her a bit of a run out. She's the one that does most of the elemental damage.
No further.
In here.
Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around.
Certainly not. I'll face you. All yours, Kisara.
So it wasn't a Dan stockpiling the rations, it was some of Valaran soldiers hiding out inside this castle. Yeah, I'm not sure whether to be relieved or freaked out about it. What are you guys trying to accomplish? Are you out trying to get vengeance for Volran? What's going on here? Something weird about all this. Are you men aware that Lord Volran is no longer around?
You don't say.
The soldiers seem to think only of the orders that were given to them. Their mind is completely blank otherwise, just like the Danans here. Looking back on it, I feel like these soldiers we fought before were mindless. If that's true, then they haven't been hiding out here. They've just been going about their business as usual. I guess so. Everyone here was Volran's slave, both Danans and Rannans alike. That's the kind of realm he was running. But that doesn't explain why all hell didn't break loose with these guys once Volran was gone, like we've seen elsewhere. A month has passed since Volran vanished, it's entirely possible things may be starting to crumble at the fringes. But the fact that they haven't to any degree has allowed these soldiers to carry out as though it were business as usual. Whatever the reason, we can't just let these guys keep walking around. We should bring them into the barracks for the time being. I agree, but I don't know if they're going to come quietly. Amen. Listen to me carefully, men. I am Lord Dohalim Al-Karas. I have an order for you, Lord Dohalim, but sir, we serve. Lord Volham has left this realm and is no longer its ruler. Therefore, in accordance with Renan law, you all must pledge your allegiance to me. So, you expect us to serve you now, my lord? If you respect the Renan rule of law, then yes, that is precisely correct. Of course we shall follow your orders, Lord Dohalim.
Wow!
Holy crap, I can't believe that worked. This should suffice for the time being. Let's bring these men into the barracks and then speak with Ganya once more.
I can't believe how quickly you got all those soldiers to obey you, Dohalim.
Actually, they were abiding Renan hierarchy, not me personally.
Well, either way, it solved the problem, and that's what counts.
Yeah, you don't have to get pedantic about it. Can we fast travel now? That's what I want to know, because it might have been Dohalim. Yeah, there you go. That one's okay. There you go. I think it's because we ran into Dohalim, and that's why it wasn't working before.
We finally made it.
I've talked to the soldiers and made it clear that they are to remain in line. Things should stay calm for the time being.
I know Renans tend to take authority extremely seriously, but you sure know how to throw your weight around as a former lord.
I only managed to get through to them because Volron's curse is lifting, but not to the extent that they can act independently as of yet. Considering we had other matters to attend to for the past month, we should consider ourselves lucky that nothing occurred during our absence.
But if they do start operating independently again, that's going to cause a whole new set of problems to deal with.
Indeed. Ganeth Heros is unlike Menancia. Without intervention, they'll likely revert to oppressing the Danans as they were doing before.
Meaning there's still a lot of work to be done in this realm. Not that there aren't problems among the Danans, too.
Yes. There was no way to avoid the deep-seated conflicts that had festered here. But I just hate that we had to use your position as a lord to solve the situation, Dohalim.
Had I not intervened, yet more blood would have spilled here, and nobody wishes for that.
So, what's going to happen to the Renans here now?
Why do you ask?
We've stripped the soldiers of their armor and locked them up. They can't hurt you guys anymore. I promise.
So they're alive? They're not going to die?
What?
Those people deceived us. They did terrible, terrible things to us. They made us suffer. Long before you guys came along. For years and years and years. It was constant. Never stopped. Not even for a day. So many people died. Our parents, our children, our friends. They all died. They were murdered. And it was the Renans. The Renans were the ones who did it! They killed us! Why do they get to live after so many of us have died? The bastards should die! Every last
Yeah, but they were
one of
also
them!
under his control.
I know how you feel, Ganya. I used to be a slave, and I hated the Renans just like you. I took up the blazing sword to bring them down. But along the way, I've met many people and seen many things. People refusing the hand life dealt them. People who have lost loved ones, but are still trying to make this world a better place. People driven by hate who stopped before it was too late. And those who couldn't and paid with their lives. And I fought plenty of people who were all too happy to make others suffer. Believe me. But But after a while, I came to realize that it's not the Renans who are our true enemies.
Then what the hell are we fighting if it's not them?
We're fighting against anyone who tries to take what doesn't belong to them.
But that's what these Renans are doing. How is that any different?
Because I judge everyone by their own actions. That goes for Dahnans too. Because at the end of the day, at the root of all evils committed is an individual who committed them.
You're right, Alphen. It seems like people are either blaming an entire race for one individual's sins, or an individual for everyone else's mistakes. But all that does is add more hate in a world that's already full of it. I want to help create a society where people can finally stop suffering and move beyond their pain. But if we try to do that with more violence, then we'll just end up right back where we started in the first place.
All right. Have it your way. I can't argue with the folks that helped us get back our ability to think and speak freely again.
Is that to say you trust us then?
I don't trust the Renans as far as I can throw them. I trust you guys because of who you are and what you've done.
Fair enough. We won't let you down, Ganya.
What's the matter, Kisara? Is something wrong?
Oh, no, nothing. It's fine, really. I'm just a bit worried about what'll happen to all these folks.
Right. It'll take time before they start thinking for themselves again.
Indeed, that is part of it. However, what I'm even more worried about is what will happen to them after that. What do you think they're going to want once they realize how cruel Volron was to them?
Probably revenge.
What happened to Ganath Haros is the worst form of oppression we've seen. But treated cruelly or kindly, slaves will rise up.
Lenegis aside, there are still remnants of Renan supremacists scattered throughout Dahna.
You mean all that trouble we went through to get rid of the Lords might just lead to more violence? That's the last thing I want to see happen.
Of course not. And if we don't do something to prevent it all from starting up again, there could be even more bloodshed for us to regret. There's still a lot we don't know about the Renan rulers. Whatever the face of truth behind their veil, it's on us to put a stop to them. But there is one thing that's clear. Whatever we do to finally end it, our motives can't be getting back at the Renans, or it'll all be for nothing.
So, what exactly is it that you're saying? That we should just act as if nothing happened?
Law's right. We can't expect everyone to just forget all the pain they've endured up until now. Not so easily, at least.
But we have to at least try to change course. We can't just keep allowing history to repeat itself like this.
Exactly. Look, I won't deny that between the crown contest and 300 years of oppression, there's a lot of bad blood between the Dahnans and the Renans. But all these problems are just too big for us to try to carry the burden on our own. We'll keep doing our part in the interim, but we need to take this one battle at a time.
Right, gonna have to sort out all their skills soon.
I don't think we're done
Check
just
to see
yet.
if there are any
I want
other
you all to
problems.
stick around a little longer. There might still be people who need our help.
When you think about it, thinking for yourself can...
Check where? Can you give me a hint? Oh, we've got some quests. Ah, there we go. Okay. Right, well, I'm going to fast travel here to pick up this quest.
A heavy responsibility at times.
Yeah, it's not like your mind will only ever think about good, happy things for one.
Maybe so. But I'll still take that burden over living life as a puppet serving others. That's why I want to do everything I can to help these people.
It looked like Hootle was telling me that there's an owl near here as well. That was so scary, really, really scary. What's wrong? Why are you so afraid? I heard all sorts of strange noises like crackle, roar, splish, splash, howl, whoosh, and boom bump outside of town, and you left the town. Never go wandering outside where it's not safe. You hear me? Easy, Rinroll kid. Easy, Rinroll kid. You probably spotted a Zoogle. Did you see anything when it made that crackle and roar sound? It was red crackling and roaring. Red. Oh, I get it. He must mean he saw fire coming out of it. Fire, of course. So that would mean the splashing sound is water, the howling sound is wind, and the booming sound was you, Rinroll?
Hey.
Why's it got to be me? Because you're always loud and booming when you're dropping lightning on me when you get mad. This little kid wouldn't know anything about that. Boom, boom. You're a boom, boom lady. You see what I mean? Even he agrees, and he hardly knows you. If you two have had quite enough teasing me, there's a dangerous Zoogle on the loose. Are you going to make the scary thing go away, lady?
Got it.
We'll see what we can do. You bet, don't worry. Us grown-ups will take care of it. If you saw it outside of town, do you think he was in the Lav-2 marshlands? Whatever it is, it sounds like it's going to be a pain. Go get him, Barky Boy. Is that your nickname for me or something? Barky Boy. Alright, cool. Yeah, there's another quest down here. I did see that. Yeah. Oh, there you go. So it's straight away. It's getting the angle where you can examine it. There you go. Sad glasses. Feathered friend. So I think that's 80% of ours. I think.
Maybe something's
31.
going on in the forest. Oh?
Oh, you again. I wonder what tasty recipe will be. You're getting ahead of yourself, young miss. Come on. We all know where this is heading. You have me there indeed. I'll come across an incredible recipe buried deep in the bowels of Peligan's mighty fortress. Whatever it is, I don't think it will ever satisfy you. Apparently, unsustainable hunger to hunt for recipes in places like that. Well, as it so happens, I met a sailor back in Mahaksa. He let me borrow a boat, and then I was here before I knew it. You rowed that boat all the way here? That's right, but more importantly, what I found in their castle was a forbidden recipe sealed away since ancient times. Forbidden, you say? What reason could anyone have for locking it away all these years? I haven't the faintest idea. That's why we must make it so we can find out. And so I ask you all to gather me the ingredients once more. However, being such an old recipe, its directions are written rather obscurely. It calls for something like white, soft and fluffy, stimulating powder, neither swine nor hare meat, and finally also something white, soft and fluffy. Why does it ask for that twice? I guess my guess is that one of them is simply refers to rice, or maybe the recipe is calling for double the normal amount of rice. Sounds okay to me. I don't think they'd write it like that if that was the case. I'm pretty sure all of these ingredients can be found in Ganath Horus, so can I count on you to go fetch them? We'll keep our eyes for it. We don't know where they have them.
Yes.
Be more than happy to handle it. What she said. Dependable as always. Then I should let you two get to work. Good luck. That's the first one that we didn't already have the ingredients for. I'm not going to do that.
White, soft, and fluffy items. Is that description supposed to be figurative or literal?
Let's check anything in the area that looks edible.
Right. So there was another there's a couple here. We'll pick up these two, and then I'll end the video before we advance the story. Got a question mark there. Interesting. Oh,
Where are you going?
it's going to
Since
trigger
when
something
do I
anyway.
need your permission to move around?
I wasn't saying that you do. Though I'm not sure why you're biting my head off about it either.
Oh, that's so typical of you. How can you be so relaxed about all this? At this very moment, the enemy is doing who knows what behind the scenes. And yet we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs in Ganath Haros.
I know that. But our hands are tied right now. What do you want me to do? And what's gotten into you anyway? Is there something you want to say to me, Shion?
Look, you're right. Forget I said anything.
If I said something to hurt you, I'm sorry. But I honestly don't know what I said to upset you so much. I really wish you would tell me.
You don't need to apologize. You didn't say anything. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault. Not really.
Then why?
Please just drop it. I don't want to talk about it.
All right. If that's what you want, I won't push any further.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Just don't be too hard on yourself, okay?
Okay, right, so I'm actually going to end it there. I'll pick up these other quests in the next video, and then we'll advance the main story. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much, and take care.